On Velcora Prime, the galactic market was alive with sound, color, and motion. Ships of every shape and size floated above the city, docking at sky-high platforms where creatures of hundreds of species moved between stalls, auction blocks, and trade halls. Lanterns hung from wires strung between towers, glowing softly in the violet twilight. The air smelled faintly of spice, metal, and the tang of seawater from distant oceans. Above it all, the grand dome of the auction hall gleamed like crystal, catching the last rays of the twin suns. Inside, the hall was crowded. Rows of seats curved around a central platform, each tier packed with eyes of every imaginable shape, size, and color. Some were round and deep like planets, others slit like moons, some covered in soft fur that shimmered as they moved. The chatter was loud, but beneath it hummed a quiet tension. Everyone had come to see the last of the Thenari, two sisters whose kind had once been famous across the galaxy for their beauty, art, and empathy, now nearly extinct. Lyra and Solène stood together at the center of the platform. Lyra, the elder by a few minutes, had luminous skin that glowed faintly with every emotion. Solène, her younger twin, had the same soft glow but with streaks of silver that ran across her shoulders like starlight. They were both small, delicate, and graceful, yet even among the throng of alien species, they carried an aura of quiet strength that some could feel even if they didn't understand it. The auctioneer, a tall figure with 4 eyes and a voice like grinding metal, cleared his throat. "The last 2 Thenari," he announced, "offered to the highest bidder. Be warned, these beings are sensitive. Their kind has always struggled with our harsh galaxy. They are soft, too soft, many say, too wild, too unpredictable. Who will make the first offer?" The crowd shifted. A few heads nodded in agreement. Some laughed quietly. "Soft, yes. It's not strong enough for anything we need," said a merchant with orange-scaled skin. Another murmured, "I've seen them. Their eyes are full of too much emotion. Dangerous." The sisters exchanged glances. Lyra's hand brushed Solène's, a tiny gesture of comfort. Neither said a word, though both felt the words of the crowd like tiny needles against their skin. They had known this would happen. The galaxy was not kind to softness, to emotion, to beauty that could not be measured by profit or strength. At the back of the hall, a human watched. Captain Aaron Holt leaned casually against a railing, arms crossed, his boots scuffing lightly against the metal. Humans were rare in these circles, new to the market, unpredictable. He had seen much in his travels, from the storms of Venus to the ice plains of Europa. Yet something about these sisters drew his attention in a way no danger or treasure ever had. He noticed the way their bioluminescence pulsed gently, like soft waves of light synchronized with each other and with no visible cause. Their glow was not fear, not anger, not deception. It was empathy, pure, honest, and alive. And for a moment, Aaron felt the weight of the crowd's ignorance. They couldn't see what was right in front of them. The auctioneer tapped a claw against the podium. "No bids, anyone? Do I have an offer for these?" Fragile beings. Silence. Some in the crowd exchanged looks. A few shrugged and moved away unconcerned. The twins' glow dimmed slightly, almost imperceptibly, as though the lack of interest pressed against their spirits. The auctioneer's voice rose. "Last call. If no one steps forward, they will be removed from this hall and their fate will be decided by the Galactic Market Authority. Any final bids?" Aaron's hand rose slowly. It was a simple gesture, yet the room went quiet. Heads turned, whispering ripples passing through the crowd. Humans were new, often impulsive, and sometimes reckless, yet no one expected one to intervene at the last moment. "I'll take them both," he said, voice calm and firm. The auctioneer's 4 eyes widened, then narrowed. "A human? Here?" I'll take them," Aaron repeated. He did not flinch at the shocked stares or the whispers that called him reckless, foolish, or worse. He only looked at the sisters and saw not fragility, not wildness, not weakness, but beauty. True beauty, and a power the galaxy had forgotten. For the first time, the sisters spoke. Lyra's voice was soft but steady. "Why would a human see us?" Aaron stepped forward, reaching out a hand but not touching them yet. "Because humans remember what beauty feels like," he said simply. The auctioneer banged the gavel, finishing the deal, though many in the hall still murmured in disbelief. Aaron guided the twins off the platform, carefully avoiding the curious hands that reached toward them. Outside, the glow of the city enveloped them, and for the first time in many cycles, the sisters felt relief. The streets were alive with traders, performers, and street vendors, yet for the Thenari, It was like stepping into a different universe. They were no longer objects to be examined or judged. They were beings free for now. Aaron led them to his ship, the UTS Wayfarer, a vessel sturdy enough for long journeys and unusual cargo. Inside, the air smelled faintly of ozone and metal, a comforting scent for someone who had spent years traveling between stars. Lyra and Solène explored carefully, touching walls, rails, and consoles, their eyes wide with wonder. "You have space for us?" Solène asked, a hint of disbelief in her voice. Aaron smiled. "Space and freedom. You'll decide how to use them." The twins shared a look, an unspoken question passing between them. Could they trust this human? Could they truly step into a galaxy that had so easily dismissed them? Hours passed as the Wayfarer lifted off, leaving Velcara Prime behind. The sisters watched the city shrink into a glittering orb below, and slowly, the tension that had held them taut for years began to ease. "I have never seen humans before," Lyra said quietly. "But you're different." "You see us," Aaron nodded. "It's not that I see only you. I see what others miss. I see what is real." The twins absorbed this, their glow shifting gently as they processed the concept. The galaxy had long forgotten that there was strength in softness, courage in empathy, and power in beauty that could not be contained. Aaron understood it because humanity in its imperfection carried the same traits. They had survived storms, wars, and cosmic calamities not because they were the strongest, but because they were persistent, creative, and capable of love in ways the galaxy often dismissed. For the first time in centuries, the sisters felt hope. The Wayfarer hummed through the void, carrying 3 unlikely travelers toward a future uncertain but full of possibility. Outside the viewport, stars stretched like rivers of light, and Aaron allowed himself a quiet smile. He had rescued them from obscurity, but the galaxy had yet to see what this combination, human and Thainari, could accomplish. Hours turned into cycles as they traveled. The twins learned simple tasks aboard the ship, laughing softly at their mistakes and marveling at the strange, compact world of machinery, lights, and artificial gravity. Aaron taught them about navigation, history, and the peculiar resilience of humans. "You are stronger than you realize," he told them one evening as the ship coasted past a nebula. The colors of the gas clouds reminded Lyra and Solène of their own glow, and they leaned close together, feeling a rare sense of belonging. "But we are soft," Solène said. Aaron shook his head. "Softness is not weakness. It is what the galaxy has forgotten. You remind it what it means to feel, to care. That is more powerful than any weapon." They floated in silence for a moment, watching the stars drift past. The sisters had been dismissed by the galaxy, rejected by those who could not understand their worth, yet now they felt a new beginning. With a human who saw them, they could perhaps teach the universe a lesson it had long ignored. The first part of their journey had ended, but the real adventure, the one that would test their gifts, challenge their courage, and reveal their true power, was only beginning. As the Wayfarer sped toward uncharted space, the sisters' glow pulsed gently, brighter than it had in years, as though echoing the hope that had returned to their hearts. Aaron watched them quietly, knowing the galaxy was about to see the beauty and strength it had dismissed for too long, and for the first time, none of them were afraid. The Wayfarer sailed through the silent stretch of stars, gliding past planets and nebulae, the soft hum of its engines a gentle reminder that they were far from Velcara Prime. For the Thainari sisters, Lyra and Solène, each day aboard the ship brought new discoveries, from the tiny mechanisms that kept the vessel afloat to the stars that glittered like scattered gemstones across the black canvas of space. Aaron watched them quietly, noting the way their glow shifted with each new experience. It was not just light. It was emotion, a language of color and warmth that spoke more than words ever could. The sisters had never seen humans up close, and the curiosity in their eyes reminded Aaron of why he had taken them. There was more to life than utility and trade. There was beauty, there was empathy, there was connection. One morning, as the twin suns of a distant star system began to rise on the horizon of a nearby planet, Lyra floated near the viewport. Her luminous skin reflected the pale light of the stars, shimmering with gentle streaks of blue and gold. Solène leaned beside her, her silver highlights blending with the colors outside, creating a soft rainbow effect. Why did no one want us? Selene asked quietly, her voice almost lost among the soft hum of the ship. Aaron joined them, leaning casually against the wall. The galaxy is afraid of what it doesn't understand. Empathy, gentleness, beauty. They have no value to most people here. They measure worth by power, by control, by profit. You are all of those things the galaxy has forgotten to respect. Lyra turned to him, eyes glowing softly. And you? Why did you see us? Aaron smiled. Humans are strange. We are not the strongest or the fastest, but we survive by noticing things others ignore. We see beauty in imperfection, strength in kindness, courage in softness. You remind me of what we often forget in our own world. The sisters absorbed this. For the first time, they realized that someone in the galaxy truly saw them, not as objects, not as curiosities, but as living beings with a value beyond anything material. Days turned into cycles, and the wayfarer traveled farther than the sisters had ever imagined. Aaron introduced them to the basics of navigation, allowing them to help chart small courses between the stars. Lyra was fascinated by the constellations, noticing patterns that mirrored their own bioluminescent designs. Selene was drawn to the instruments, tapping them lightly to feel vibrations and patterns that reminded her of music. One evening, as the ship drifted near a nebula, a gentle glow surrounded them. The sisters' bioluminescence reacted to the nebula's energy, pulsing in colors that even Aaron had never seen before. It was as if the universe itself was speaking through them. You can communicate with the stars, Aaron said quietly, watching them. Humans can feel it too, but only when someone like you is near. You're teaching me to see the universe differently. Lyra and Selene smiled, their glow softening. We have always felt things, Lyra said, but no one listened. No one noticed. Aaron placed a hand on the rail beside them. I notice, and I will help you share it with the galaxy. But first you must learn to trust yourselves, to use your gifts not just to be seen, but to make a difference. The sisters nodded, though neither fully understood what that meant yet. They were learning to live in freedom, to explore without fear, to feel without judgment. For the first time, the galaxy was not pressing down on them, not judging them, not dismissing them. Their peace, however, was soon interrupted. A soft alarm beeped from the Wayfarer's navigation console, drawing Aaron's attention. A ship approached from the distance, sleek and dark, moving silently through the void. Aaron frowned. We have company, he said, his voice calm but firm. The sisters watched as the new vessel closed in, its form unfamiliar and precise. Are they dangerous? Selene asked, her glow flickering slightly in uncertainty. Aaron shook his head. Not necessarily, but they are curious. And some are always curious about things they don't understand. We need to show them that we are not threats, but something different. As the ship drew closer, Aaron activated the communication link. A voice spoke, melodic and mechanical, yet tinged with curiosity. Terran ship. Identify your cargo and purpose in this sector. Aaron stepped forward. I am Captain Aaron Holt of the UTS Wayfarer. My cargo is 2 Thinari sisters, survivors of their kind. They are under my guardianship. Our purpose is exploration and learning, not conflict. There was a pause. Then the voice replied, The Thinari are considered rare assets. Your claim is unusual. Prepare for inspection. Aaron turned to the sisters. Stay calm. Let me handle this. For hours, the Wayfarer maneuvered alongside the inspection vessel. Lyra and Selene watched anxiously, unsure what the aliens would do. Aaron remained steady, explaining that their gift was harmless. Slowly, the sisters realized that their glow could communicate more than words. With a gentle pulse of light, they conveyed calm, reassurance, and openness. The inspectors paused. Their sensors detected patterns in the Thinari glow that had no physical explanation. Aaron guided the sisters' light gently, amplifying their natural patterns with subtle hand gestures. The aliens scanned and recorded, their curiosity slowly turning into fascination. Finally, the voice spoke again. Your cargo is extraordinary, It is not dangerous. Proceed with your journey. The council may wish to study them further, but immediate interference is unnecessary. The sisters exhaled, relief flooding them. Lyra's glow shimmered with warmth. Solenne's streaks of silver pulsed brightly. "We did it," Lyra whispered. Aaron smiled. "No, you did it. I only helped show them what you already are." Days passed as they continued their voyage. Aaron introduced them to human history, to art, music, and storytelling. The sisters marveled at the variety of emotion humans expressed: joy, sorrow, hope, and fear, and they learned to mirror some of it in their glow. Together, they discovered that their gift could be shared, amplified, and even understood across species. One afternoon, as they approached a cluster of uninhabited planets, Lyra asked, "Captain, why do you think humans survive so well in the galaxy?" Aaron leaned on the railing, watching the stars. "Because humans notice what others overlook. We survive not just by fighting, but by feeling, by caring, by creating. That is what allows us to find beauty in the darkest places, to survive when others would give up." Solenne's glow pulsed with curiosity. "So, our gift and yours, they are similar?" Aaron nodded. "Exactly. You see the universe through emotion, through connection. Humans see through resilience and empathy. Together, we can teach the galaxy something it has forgotten." Weeks passed, and the Wayfarer approached the edge of a previously unexplored star system. Aaron prepared a message to send to the Galactic Council, introducing Lyra and Solenne, explaining their abilities, and requesting that their kind be protected. He knew that many would still not understand, but some would listen. When the message was sent, Lyra and Solenne performed a quiet bloom of light within the ship. The glow spread throughout the Wayfarer, bathing every console, wall, and floor in soft, multicolored waves. Aaron watched in awe. The light did not just fill the ship, it seemed to extend outward, reaching toward the stars themselves, as though announcing to the galaxy that the Thinari still existed and that their gifts mattered. A soft chime indicated a reply. The council had received the message. Their response was brief but significant. The Thinari are to be placed under Terran protection. Further study may follow, but interference is not authorized. Observation permitted. The sisters were overjoyed. For the first time, their existence was recognized, respected, and valued. Lyra's glow turned gold and violet. Solenne's streaks shimmered with silver and blue. They had survived the galaxy's indifference, and with Aaron's help, they had begun to change it. As they traveled deeper into uncharted space, the sisters grew more confident in their abilities. They learned to control the nuances of their glow, expressing emotion and thought in ways that no translator or computer could capture. Aaron watched them, proud and amazed. Humans were resilient, yes, but these sisters carried a resilience of a different kind, a beauty that inspired and healed. One night, as the Wayfarer drifted past a particularly bright nebula, Aaron stood with the sisters at the viewport. Lyra's glow pulsed softly, echoing the nebula's colors. Solenne reached out, gently touching Aaron's hand. "We understand now," she said. "We are not too soft, not too wild. We are ourselves, and that is enough." Aaron smiled, his eyes reflecting the nebula's brilliance. "Yes, and together we can show the galaxy what enough really means." The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of mystery, beauty, and possibility. The sisters' glow mingled with the soft hum of the Wayfarer's engines, and for the first time, they felt a future that was theirs to shape. The galaxy might have dismissed them once, but now they had a voice, a gift, and a human who believed in them. And so the journey continued, not just of survival, but of transformation. Through empathy, resilience, and simple human belief in beauty, Lyra and Solenne began to change the galaxy, one star at a time. Their story was only beginning, and the universe would soon learn that sometimes the softest beings carried the greatest light.